8 people butchered in their sleep. No screams. Doors locked from inside. June 10th, 1912. Villisca, Iowa. The Moore family returns home from a church service. Josiah and Sarah Moore. Their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. 2 sleepover guests, Lena and Ina Stillinger, ages 12 and 8. By sunrise, all 8 are dead, bludgeoned with an axe taken from their own backyard. Every skull shattered beyond recognition. The killer moved through the house methodically, room by room, victim by victim. And here's what makes no sense. The children never screamed. The neighbors heard nothing. The walls weren't thick. Villisca was a quiet town where sound traveled. Yet somehow, a stranger entered their home, murdered 8 people in the most violent way imaginable, and left without a single cry for help, piercing the night. The next morning, a neighbor named Mary Peckham noticed the family hadn't done their chores. She knocked. No answer. She opened the door. What she found would haunt Villisca forever. Blood covered every surface, the walls, the ceilings, the floors soaked through. The killer had covered all the mirrors with cloth. The windows were draped, every reflective surface in the entire house. Hidden. Why? What was he hiding from? Or what was hiding with him? And then investigators noticed something that still chills forensic experts today. The killer stayed in the house for hours after the murders. He ate food from their kitchen, washed his hands in a basin, left cigarette burns on the floor. He wasn't panicking. He wasn't rushing. He was waiting. For what? Here's where the case becomes physically impossible. Every door was locked from the inside, not picked, not forced, locked with the chain latch engaged. The killer somehow secured every exit after leaving, without a key, without breaking anything, without being seen. The police investigated over 300 suspects. Reverend George Kelly, a traveling preacher who attended the Children's Day service, confessed twice, then recanted. Twice. He was tried, acquitted, then tried again. The evidence? Circumstantial at best. Senator Frank Jones was also accused. Josiah Moore worked for Jones, then left to start a competing business. Jones allegedly hired William Blackie Mansfield, a cocaine-addicted killer already suspected in multiple axe murders across the Midwest. But the alibis held, the evidence crumbled, and the case went cold. Over 100 years later, no one has been definitively proven guilty. So if it wasn't Kelly and it wasn't Mansfield, who or what killed the Moore family? April 2025. A team of researchers using AI-enhanced photographic analysis examined the original crime scene photos from 1912. What they found rewrote everything. Shadow anomalies, not camera artifacts, not film degradation, humanoid shapes that don't match any physical person in the room. The AI flagged 14 separate instances of unaccounted mass displacement in the Moore house photographs, shapes that shouldn't exist. One shadow appears to be watching from the corner of the children's bedroom. It has no corresponding body. But here's where it gets stranger. Geomagnetic records from June 1912 show unusual activity. A moderate solar storm hit Earth's magnetosphere on June 9th, less than 24 hours before the murders. The same type of electromagnetic disturbance that occurred during the Dyatlov Pass incident in 1959 where 9 hikers died under mysterious circumstances. Both cases share impossible elements. Victims who didn't resist or flee despite mortal danger. Strange pressure described by witnesses nearby. Doors damaged in ways that suggest people were trying to escape something inside, not outside. Geomagnetic storms recorded before each event, and victims showed signs of paralysis before death. In 2023, scientists discovered that strong electromagnetic fields can cause temporal disorientation and auditory hallucinations in humans. Subjects reported feeling frozen and hearing sounds that weren't there. Some theoretical physicists now propose that certain geomagnetic conditions could create thin spots, areas where dimensional boundaries destabilize. What if something came through that night in Villisca? What if the Moore family didn't scream because they couldn't? Because something in that house suppressed sound, suppressed movement, suppressed reality itself? The covered mirrors. Ancient folklore warns against mirrors during supernatural events. The killer covered every single one. The locked doors, the killer who stayed for hours. Waiting. What was he waiting for to leave? Here's what we know for certain. 8 people died. The weapon was confirmed. The timeline is verified. But the how remains physically impossible by 1912 standards and still unexplained by modern forensics. The locked door paradox has never been solved. The silence has never been explained. And now, we have shadow figures in century-old photographs that AI can see, but humans missed for over 100 years. Now, ask yourself these questions. How does someone lock doors from the inside after leaving? Why did no one scream during the most violent home invasion in Iowa history? What do the AI-detected shadow anomalies represent? And why do geomagnetic storms keep appearing at the sites of humanity's most inexplicable tragedies? Here's your challenge. Drop an emoji in the comments right now. Wave emoji equals dimensional rift opened that night. Sailboat emoji equals natural explanation we haven't found yet. Question mark emoji equals something else entirely. Vote now, because tomorrow we're investigating Hinterkaifeck, where footsteps in the attic were heard for days before an entire family was murdered. Same pattern, same impossible locks, and the footsteps continued after they died. If this rift theory just rewired your brain, hit that subscribe button right now, because Mind Veil is building the largest archive of dimensional mystery evidence on YouTube, and you're about to see patterns the authorities don't want connected. We're not here to sensationalize, we're here to document. Want the full Rift files? Complete AI analysis reports, geomagnetic data overlays, witness testimonies the documentaries don't show, crime scene photos with shadow anomalies highlighted. Join Mind Veil membership for $2.99 per month. Exclusive deep dives, early access to episodes, unreleased evidence, link in the description. Unlock it now. Tomorrow, Episode 2, Hinterkaifeck and the Attic Footsteps. A German family heard someone walking above their bedrooms for 6 days. They told neighbors, they told police. Then they all died. The footsteps didn't stop. This is Mind Veil. The truth hides in the shadows.